Today I want to take you through 3 different music services and tell you which one I use and why. If you're a filmmaker, you've probably struggled with trying to find music for your videos, and if you're anything like me, you probably don't have budget on a lot of projects to go out and hire a composer to make an original soundtrack. Despite there being other programs out there where you can license individual songs for your project, that does actually end up being pretty pricey if you're using a lot of different songs in a year. Enter the subscription-based music licensing service. In this video, we're going to be talking about 3 popular music licensing services: Artlist, Epidemic Sound, and Musicbed. Now, I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube of different people talking about these 3 services, but a lot of them are actually paid to do so, or paid by the music services to promote their own music service. I am not being paid by any of these companies to make this video, and all the opinions on it are entirely my own, but to be fully transparent, I do have an affiliate link down in the description to my favorite music service that does give you a 2-month free trial, and I do get a little bit of a kickback if you use it. But I'm not being paid by the company to say anything better because of it, and I will explain the reasons why I like it and why I have chosen that specific service in this video, so stay tuned for that. At some point in time, I have had a subscription to all 3 of these different music licensing services, so I do feel like I have a pretty good gauge on the features they all provide and the music library they all give you access to. All 3 music licensing platforms come with their own unique features, so we're going to be talking about features that are unique to each one, starting with Epidemic Sound. One of the best features that Epidemic Sound has is the ability to download individual stems of each song. What this means is you can download just the percussion, just the vocals, just the background music, whatever, of each individual song. So if you don't like a certain drum fill or little piece of the song, you can download just the stems and pull out a certain section of the song that you don't like to have in your edit. This is the only music licensing service that provides this, to my knowledge, and definitely out of the 3 of these, it is the only one that has this feature, which could be a deal closer for some of you guys out there. One other cool feature that Epidemic Sound has is the Similar Songs button. What this does is you can basically click a Find Similar button next to a song you're listening to on the Epidemic Sound platform, and it'll take you to an entire playlist of songs that sound similar to the one that you're just listening to. So if you find a song that you really like, but it's just not quite what you're looking for, but you want something with a similar vibe, genre, or feel to it, you can click the Find Similar button and browse through all of the different songs in that list. Now, moving on to Artlist, they actually do have a very similar feature to the Find Similar feature in Epidemic Sound. All you have to do is click on the actual song itself, and then when you're on the page of the individual song, there will be a bunch of similar songs on the right-hand side of the Artlist page. This is a slightly less efficient way to do it in my opinion, but the same effect is still there. And finally, Musicbed does not have a feature that is exactly like that, but one thing they do offer as a complete service is that you can reach out to their customer service representatives and ask them to provide similar songs to one that you are looking at and want a similar feel of. Now, this is arguably better in a sense that you can send them songs that are not even a part of their music licensing library. So you could send them a popular song that would be normally very, very expensive to license, and their customer service representatives will look through their library that they know very well what is in, and will provide you with a very similar sounding song to the one that you have sent them that you want to capture the same vibe or feeling of. I've personally used this where I've sent them a very, very popular song from a popular artist that would normally cost thousands and thousands of dollars to license, and they sent me back a bunch of different options that sounded similar to that song, so this could be very useful depending on what your situation is. Finally, the feature that really set one of these music licensing platforms apart from the others, in my opinion, is the licensing. When you download music from one of these platforms, you do actually have a legal license with them that allows you to use all the music on projects that you are being paid for, films that you're being paid to make, and also your personal projects. Now, there are different subscriptions based on which music licensing platform you go with, some of which only cover personal work like social media, like this YouTube video, and others that cover commercial work. And we're going to be talking about the ones that cover work that you are actually being paid to produce. Now, the license on the Artlist.io platform is substantially better, in my opinion, than that of Musicbed or Epidemic Sound. What Artlist does is charges you a flat $200 rate for the entire year, and it covers every single type of project you could ever work on for your entire life. Now, this is absolutely amazing because if you work on a bunch of projects in 1 year and you download songs from Artlist.io, you have a subscription, you use the songs on all these paid projects, even if the following year or in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you cancel your Artlist.io subscription, all of your clients and you and the music artists are all covered under that one lifetime license just because you purchased a subscription to Artlist.io one time. Now this is substantially different from Musicbed and Epidemic sound subscription services, which are entirely different, do not cover you for lifetime, have certain limitations around the maximum budget you can use the commercial licenses for, and overall are just not as good of a legal license for licensing music. Additionally, they are more expensive than Artlist, with the Musicbed subscription for the commercial one coming in at $100 a month, which is substantially more than the Artlist subscription, and after only 2 months of subscribing to Musicbed, you would have paid the exact same amount as you would pay for an entire 12 months with Artlist.io. The Epidemic sound pricing is definitely better than Musicbed, but still more expensive than Artlist.io, coming in at $300 for an entire year. Now, one good thing about the Epidemic sound subscription is it does include sound effects as well for that price, which is nice to have if you're going to be using a lot of sound effects for sound design in your projects. You can also get this in the Artlist.io license, but it will cost you an extra $100 for a year, making the subscription price the same as Epidemic's. And with Musicbed, you don't get any sound effects at all. Now, obviously, there are other factors to these music licensing programs, such as the number of songs in the library, the quality of songs, but honestly, I didn't really notice a difference when I used all three of these platforms. Yes, there are certain ones that have certain quality songs, but honestly, music is such a subjective thing, and each project calls for such a original or different piece of music that it's kind of impossible to make a judgment on which music licensing program you should go with based on what kind of music you'll think you want, because you're never going to know which type of music or which type of song is going to fit the projects that you're going to work on 3, 6, or 12 months from now. Honestly, my best advice to you would be to try all three of these platforms out. Most of them have a free trial. Epidemic Sound has a 1-month free trial, and if you use the link in the description, like I mentioned earlier, you'll get 2 months free with Artlist, which you can cancel before you even pay for it if you end up not liking it, but you probably will. But all that to say, it's a pretty subjective thing, so going through using the different features, all of them have different ways of categorizing the music. Some of them have playlists from some popular and favorite filmmakers out there that you can browse through. Others have certain genres and video themes and moods that you can select between that they've categorized all their songs into. So it's really worth going in there, getting the free trial for all of these platforms and testing out what sort of workflow is going to work best for you. But again, my personal pick is Artlist. I really love the licensing platform they have, and it's frankly just the most affordable one for commercial use, which you can't really beat. All of the songs are super quality on there, and although the other platforms work great as well, it's just the whole package makes a lot more sense to me than the other ones. But what do you think? Have you tried these different music licensing platforms? Let me know which one you use in the comments below and what features you like about it. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you click the like button down below. It actually does make a difference, and it helps recommend this video to other people who might be wondering the differences between these music licensing platforms and what advantages they might have. If you've already scrolled down there, the subscribe button works quite well as well, and if you click the little bell next to it, you'll be notified every time I upload a video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.